Welcome to Dive and Dine. Let's dive right in. I have here roughly 2 8-ounce fillets of sockeye salmon fresh from Alaska. I decided to poach it. This is my first time poaching it. It's a gentle form of cooking it. You could also sashimi it, but I decided to try something new. You want to hit it with some garlic salt. Of course, lightly season it, don't overdo it. Crack it with some black pepper. You can skip the pepper if you don't like it. Next, chop up half a red onion. You can use Maui onion. Meanwhile, 2 saucepans, 1 larger saucepan or skillet. Put it on medium heat for your poaching liquid. Meanwhile, you can chop up a lemon. The smaller saucepan you want at a simmering temperature, more of a low medium. In the large saucepan, you can go ahead and add about a cup of sake, cooking sake, or white wine. And then go ahead and add about a half cup of mirin rice wine vinegar. Now you can go ahead and assemble the rest of your aromatics that will be going into that alcohol bath. Now once the aromatics are in, you can go ahead and chop 1 shallot. Just give it a rough cut, it doesn't need to be perfect. And add about a tablespoon of butter. You can use unsalted butter if you like. It's just enough to soften the shallots. You don't want it sauté. And then go ahead and dump the chopped shallots into the smaller saucepan. Now you can go ahead and add one of the salmon fillets, of course, skin down as you're poaching it. And then now you can work on the cream sauce while that's simmering. About 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. And a dash of white pepper. This is my secret ingredient, roasted garlic. You can buy this stuff in the tube, but it's always better to make it yourself. Now you give it a nice mix. Heavy cream is now added. You're going to be using a total of about a half cup of heavy cream, give or take, and add it a little bit at a time so it mixes well. Don't worry if it's pasty in the beginning. It'll all come together in a few minutes. Next, you want to season your sauce with just a dash of cumin, and a dash of paprika, and a dash of togarashi. Togarashi is Japanese finely diced chili peppers. And last but not least, a handful of dried parsley flakes. You can use fresh if you have it. And go ahead and give that a nice stir. Let all the components get incorporated into the sauce. Make sure to keep an eye on your salmon. The sauce will thicken on its own. Now's the time to add in those white mushrooms since they don't take that long to cook. And you just want them simmering in the sauce for about several minutes at least. Give it 10 minutes total. At this point the sauce has thickened, and so it's almost ready to serve. You're just waiting on the mushrooms. I decided to crack it with some black pepper since I like pepper. Now back to the salmon. It's just about done. Total cook time was 18 minutes. Flipped it over, and I'm gonna let it soak for about 2 minutes before I carefully take it out and let it rest for another minute. And it just falls apart. I know I overcooked it, but it's still phenomenal. It was very good. And I decided to plate it just as I broke it in my hand because I was hungry. And there you have it, poached salmon, creamy Dijon sauce with mushrooms. So ono.